with a quick live real quick. And it's the download, y'all. This shit literally blew me, took me for a whirlwind. And so I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to you. You ain't heard it nowhere else. Cause if you heard it somewhere else before, you will be so fucking empowered. Like literally you will understand the whole war between the mind and the machine, okay? How can the machine be more powerful than the mind that created it? It don't make no sense, right? So anyway, let me just get to the download real quick. I ain't trying to be on the long. So the download came in here like this. Okay. Hey, the download came in like this. This is so crazy. It was like, just think, you know how we think of everything is in threes: mind, body, and soul. Yo, Healing Shadows, how you doing, boo? This download I just got is crazy. Listen to this. I'm gonna try to get it out as best as I know, as fast as I can. Okay, so mind, body, and soul. Just think about that. Keep that in mind as I'm speaking. Everything that happens in threes. So as above, so below, and inside the earth. So whatever happens up above gonna happen inside the earth and underneath the earth. It's happening simultaneously because we're multi-dimensional. So we live in three lives simultaneously right now as speaking. We live in one above that. We live in one. Uh, we live in one now. We live in one in underneath. Okay, and that means we live in a high vibrational life already, a low vibrational life, and we in the middle creating. So it's like, anyway, the download was this 111. Um, Basically it was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting nervous, so I don't want the download to go away. It was like, you basically like a human is no witchcraft do because you are magical. Now that you awaken it, gifts, you're literally anybody who gets in your energy, you are literally a human voodoo doll. So it's like, you wonder why you had to go through so much pain and suffering, because anybody who cloaking in your energy, we mirror reflections of one another. We show each other what the other is doing covertly. One is doing whatever. So whatever I see in you that I don't like, that means it's in me, but I'm doing it behind the scenes covertly, and you living it out and proud. So that's why I don't like that in you, and vice versa. Okay, you stick with me. You got that? You feeling me? So, literally, be you, copy you. That's like the perfect scenario. It's like the pain, everything you going through, everything you went through since they cloaked in your energy. Now that you awakened and got the key to unlock your magic, they literally are gonna have to experience all that times 10. It's like what you do to yourself. You like, why am I doing this to myself? Why is this happening? Why am I staying in a state like this? So that it can literally happen to your enemies in their way on a time 10. Like you literally the voodoo doll. It's like you sticking pins in yourself so you can take your enemies out. By, if you get what I'm saying, it's like you taking your enemies out by the pain that you suffering. At the same time, the pain that you suffering is causing you to elevate, and the more you elevate, the bigger this energy gets, and the more powerful you are. And you wonder why they're afraid of you, because they know they've been stealing your inheritance. This is on an individual scope. This is in uh bloodlines, inheritance. We know in a racial concept, as they stole your birthright, been living your inheritance. So everything that you had to suffer, now that you have went through that, climbed to a certain level and of elevation and spiritual strength through your experience something they didn't experience because they stole it. See, you had to go through a certain levels of pain to get these spiritual gifts and wealth, and they wanted it for themselves. So they stole it from you by erasing your memory and killing killing your ancestors and stealing us, the children, and teaching us back our own stuff and making us afraid of what they was using covertly behind the scenes. So the evil we saw in them literally is us behind the scenes. Because guess what? It's not evil. It's a darkness. Let me rephrase that. It's literally us. You see what I'm saying? I ain't never seen that movie, but uh, it, I'm sure that's got some type of synchronicity. But I'm like, damn. So that means anybody. The only way these people can now get out of this magic that they put themselves into, every time they put the magic on you, it makes you awaken. It takes you through levels of pain. So all now that you awakening and you got the key and you know how to use the magic and wield the wand now, you got control. So literally everything you experience, they are experienced and they made the wrong move. Because in order for you to stop, that's why God made you so strong and so content with living with nothing. Because the longer you live without the centuries, now that you come out of that and got to a certain level of ascensions past Christ consciousness that kept you stuck in a certain portal, and y'all just shooting out like stars, just going through, zooming in and out. It's like, it's crazy. Like, you can take out anybody. Okay, you want to be me? Be my guest. How long you gonna steal from me? I'm gonna sit. That's why God made you be quiet and let them. And you took that beat because you beat yourself up. Like, God, I understand what I'm doing. I'm beating myself up, but you didn't understand. You knew you was doing it to. He did it to strengthen you in other ways, but he did it to also to use you as a lethal damn weapon. That's why you don't need no gun. It's like, I'ma stab myself. I'ma feel the pain right now. I'ma hit when I heal that pain, then damn it, it's their turn. And it's time seeing, because they shouldn't have came over here. That's gonna teach people to stop stealing. Stop stealing. If you ain't willing to give that person a they flowers and say where you got that inspiration from, and then stop popping out here like you just became what you was without any inspiration, and it works on the other end, you gotta be healed enough to be able to receive that as well. When somebody says, hey, my work is based on your I was inspired by you, and they was able to create and make it even go even further than what you took it. You shouldn't feel like someone took it for you. You should feel like God used you, and now as a way to open a certain door, now it's being expanded upon because it's not your information. That's why you have to earn the right to hold certain levels of enlightenment, because you got to be able to take your ego out of it. And us coming from a tribe of lions, we are very prideful. But it's not about us, it's about our tribe, about making ourselves wealthy. Because by the time you through with your enemies, you so spiritually strong and flex. And you physically strong and flex. I mean, you everything. You everything. That's why you were all these gods and deities. You are literally all these people. Literally. But yeah, that was the whole download. I was like, that was so simple. A lot of this stuff that's been coming, it was like it's been setting me free because it's like all this was for a reason, and I've been asking my father, like, and he's slowly been revealing it to me as I earn the right to certain knowledge by the healing that I'm. The more I'm willing to take off, like my reading about Diana and Apollo, as his sunlight it becomes so hot, it causes her to expose herself. She has to take layers of clothes off, like the onion. So the onion represents God because of the layers that it takes to get to the naked truth of it. And the one her light conceals who the sun really is. So he is allowed to walk around freely because if they knew who he was, he would they would put him in a lab and do all kinds of freaking and proning because of the light that he emits to the world. It's an equal balance. But anyway, that it goes deeper. But it's like we are taking layers off of social constructs, things, standards that we, even in any communities that we start, everybody want to be a part of it, then tell us how we should present it. I'm gonna present it the way God made me. And as I snatch off layers of myself, it's a process to this shit. And as I'm willing to be wrong, it's not no right or wrong. Literally, when you create it, it's just a matter of perspective. But I'm willing to be humble enough to accept and still be at a mutual happy disagreement or agreement with my brothers and sisters because God gave us all a different different area to tackle with our creative minds. We're not supposed to be in a simulation where we all thinking and looking and we all the same. So as we peel back the onion, the layers of ourselves, we become the authentic, the real person who we became. We're supposed to be. It don't matter what, uh, how God gotta get you there. We gonna meet up at that same place, right? I'm balanced within itself. I'm a Libra, so like I'm all about balance. I'm all about fairness, and then that Gemini North Node don't make it no better. You know what I'm saying? It's a duality. I can alchemize both. I understood when I attract both sexes, but it's not so much because the world is built on confusion, and people make you feel like attraction is everything is based on sex. Then they confuse that with wanting to be in a relationship or maybe even being in love. No, you are attracted to the authentic love and light that I'm emitting because that's what's lying dormant in you. And you watching me, you either gonna love me or you gonna hate me. But either way, you gonna see yourself, what you hiding, because it's in you. You can be in an authentic vibration where you're able to pull others in. It's a never-ending cycle. So it can't just be one. Androgynous love is balance. Most of the archangels are all described as androgynous, but it's not about sex. It's about able to go back and forth. I'm able to be masculine in ways when I need to show my strength, when I need to be prideful, when I need to be protective. But I'm also feminine because I'm also love and inspiration and nurturing. And it doesn't matter which form we took. We are when you are an alchemist, you're able to yield both. That's a gift that the 144,000 possess and signify as their union signifies a balance. As dark and light, light, one is living as a light being, and one is living as a dark being, but they both are each other. One is just living. I'm walking around as the light being, but I'm dark too inside. You just don't know that. They living around. They live in my truth that I'm hiding behind in the opening, but they're also light, something that they hide. So, and they're not, and they attract sexually, they attract both sexes as well, but they are meant to attract both sexes so that they that same DNA can be unlocked in the rest of the tribe. The 144,000 is just a signification of where it is going to begin from. New Earth is a signification of how it's going to begin. These unions, and you can be a part of the new world whether you have a union or not. I'm in my divine union. We get to certain levels. We at a point where now I'm loving on myself where I can see the beauty where I couldn't see. I can see why I judge this person based on social constructs. Everything that I was covertly, they was me out loud and proud. But now we're going through a stage where they can't see that in themselves, so they can't see that in me. So that caused when I couldn't see that, we had to separate. Then we came back together so they could see what I learned. So then we have to separate if they don't learn it and come back together because it's a healing process. That's why people say they don't want the twin flame journey. Well, you you're not on the two because you're not meant to be those visionary leaders. You are meant to uh, be a part of the house as a whole, but serve it. You're not to be in those positions. That's why you want because to be in those positions is for people to see you at all stages. You didn't see me just pop out like this. If you go back from when I started, I'm uncouth, as I was peeling back who I always truly been, but just had lived behind a mask so long, I didn't know how to be that without editing myself so that everybody else could feel comfortable and I could feel safe. But it was my uniqueness that everybody was attracted to. And they were because of the social standards that they were being held under. And the reason why they were attracted to me because covertly they were me. But I could be them out in the open. So in secret they root for me and I understand that. And now that I love everything that God loves, the good, bad, and the ugly, because everything is used for His will, for the will, for your will, for our will, to will ourselves forward, because it never stops. We just keep evolving. So now here we is at the movie that was made back in the 80s. Let the Terminator begin. I just came in to drop in and give y'all a little quick download I had got when I was riding up. And it's been raining, so I was in my emotions too. Because I've been saying a lot of poems. Y'all should go check out my poems. Because God is giving me these poems so I can basically tell my life story through these poems. And He had gave me a poem so nobody feels shamed and I'm not calling out names because this is about healing so people can feel honored and even being a part of this story because what God is trying to make me do is show my vulnerability because I cry when I write these poems, when I really speak, when I think about them because they are truly excerpts from my heart, things that I'm going through at the moment, but without saying it or hurting anyone, I'm able to express my life in a clever way And then it sounds like old English, like who talks like using words like thee and my lord and all that kind of my lady, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I've had a lot of inspirations lately, like uh Thoreau, the guy that wrote Civil Disobedience, Charles Leland, um uh who wrote Gospel of the Witches, who I just did the reading based off of one of his works. And then um Albert Einstein is very, very significant to me. You know, I guess because he was a mad scientist, and God has shown me how to connect, uh, like religion, spirituality, and science. It all, it's everything. It's all, it's all the way. All of those avenues and entities are being used in a way to bring the collective to this same place of ascension. And now you fighting for your right back. This is your second chance because you had lost your dignity. It's 144 seats, but it's plenty of space in the kingdom if you choose the right side and the righteous side, and that's to be your authentic self. All right, appreciate y'all coming in, checking in with your girl. Like I said, look at some of my poems. Like I said, I'm gonna start being that because I can really speak straight from the head, like it rhyme. I rhyme. It's like a demon in a high vibrational sense of the word. Because there's people that high vibrational beings like the archangels that work underneath the earth. So and then it rhymes and he rhymes in old English. And this but the work is so passionate. How I feel about sisterhood and brotherhood. How divine I see myself and everybody. Like it's crazy. But anyway, I'm gonna come back through later on. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.